going to have fun rocking and rolling. They're at the Chance in Poughkeepsie tonight, and they're going to be doing an acoustic performance for us in just a few minutes. Thanks so much for taking time out of your busy Friday to come down here. I really appreciate it. Let's bring the guys out here. Yeah. Come on, Brett. That's Brett Scallions, everybody. The men of Fuel, right here on Tucket Drive in Poughkeepsie in the Newburgh Toyota Performance Studio, live on the Pepsi Max stage. Brett, how you feeling?
I had no idea everyone would be naked.
That's radio.
That was last night.
The listeners can only imagine, right? What's up, man? It's good to be back. Yeah.
You got a brand new record out, right?
Got a brand new record called Puppet Strings. Yeah, you guys heard it? All right.
It's like your fifth or sixth record. You guys just keep rocking, and you're at the Chance in Poughkeepsie tonight.
Playing the Chance tonight, man. We love playing there. It's been so many times that we've played that place, and it's always been a good time, so it's good to be back.
All right, why don't you just get it going?
We just jumping into this thing?
Yeah, let's
We got guys tuning and everything over us, trying to talk. It wasn't Brad's fault.
It was not me.
All right, we're gonna play a little bit of the old, the midway, and some new stuff, all right?
Yeah!
So let's have some fun. She calls her from the cold, just not slow, feeling sort of stable. All is she intends, and all she gets inside is on my label. She says she's just changed, because she take me for a while. Can I be a friend? We'll forget the past, maybe I'm not able. I break at the bend, we're here and now. Will we ever be again? 'Cause I have found all that shimmers in this world is sure to fade away again. Streets of champagne dream, strawberries surprise, been living on my paper, laughter and cream. Built up enough lies, reality escapes her. She says love is for fools that fall behind, not somewhere in between. Never let go, I cannot from a savior till I break at the bend. We're here right now, will we ever be again? 'Cause I have found all that shimmers in this world is sure to fade away again. It's too far away from me to love, too far away. It's too far away from me to love, too far away.
That's a classic, Brad. That's a great song.
It's been around for a long time for us, yeah.
Tell me about this new record you got out, though, Puppet Strings. You've been working on it a long, long time?
There's certain songs on the record that I've had in my pocket for, a long time. Well, one song in particular, the song called Cold Summer, I wrote that song back in like 2002 or 2003. So, there was just over the course of time, over the past 10 years, I would say, I've just been kind of accumulating songs, and then Andy and Brad and myself, we got together and worked up quite a few songs too, and basically we just piled a big bag of music together and said, okay, what's going to make it?
Yeah. Sometimes you got to wait for the songs to come, huh?
Yeah, well, sometimes songs come so easily, and then there's other songs that just rack your brain and make you lose sleep at night. So
you got a new one, Soul to Preach To.
Yeah.
What's that all about?
We'll play it here in a little while. We can't play that one next.
Okay.
But,
All right.
but it's a song about regret, and I feel like I'm 42 years old now, and you get to a certain point in your life to where you kind of reflect on yourself and you think about things that have happened in your life, and you think, could I have done things better, or could I have done things differently? And basically the song is now the lyrics are, now I'm looking out for a soul to preach to. What I'm looking for is just a world away.
Right.
And that basically means I'm trying to find someone that I can convey to them, hey, these are the mistakes that I've made in life, and I'm telling you this in hope that you won't make the same mistakes. But ultimately, we all live our lives the way we want to, and we all make our own mistakes regardless. So.
All right, so we'll play that one after the break.
We'll play that one later on.
Brett Scallions with Fuel, Rocket 93.3 in the Newburgh Toyota Performance Studio. Why don't you play a tune that you play whatever you want?
Play whatever we want. Well,
You play the song.
wow. I got this song that's all cuss words, and we're going to do it right now. Well, we played something off of Sunburn, so now let's play something off of Something Like Human, all right? I might, maybe we can get a little crowd participation on it too, I had a bad day again. Said I would not understand. She laughed and on and said, I'm sorry, I had a bad day again. You know the words? Sing it.
Spilled the coffee, broke a shoelace.
There it is. She swears it's nothing wrong. I hear her playing that same old song. She puts me off and puts me on. We had a bad day again. She said I would not understand. She laughed out and said, I'm sorry, I had a bad day again. She swears there's nothing wrong. I hear her playing that same old song. She puts me off and puts me on. Going out of that day again. She said I would not understand. She laughed and said, I'm sorry, I had a bad day again.
on Rock 93.3 at the Chance in Poughkeepsie tonight. And right here in our Newburgh Toyota Performance Studio. Hey, Brad, why don't you introduce the guys in the band?
Well, on bass guitar over here, we have Mr. Brad Stewart. On drums behind us, keeping the rhythm there, we got Mr. Shannon Boone. On lead guitar, we got Andy Anderson. And myself, I'm Brett Scallions. All right.
Brett Scallions. Was the Scallions family a big family?
I'm sorry?
Was the Scallions family a big family? A lot of brothers?
Scallions family? Not really, you know. I grew up in small town Tennessee, and, you know, everybody was, my whole family was kind of within, you know, a 20-minute drive of each other in the country, and cotton fields and soybeans, and, you know, it's not too big.
Do you come from a musical family? Your parents at all involved with that?
You know, I grew up with music all around me. My parents can both sing really well, and I was raised in the church and singing in the church and stuff. And
church choir, huh?
Church choir, man. I was there every Sunday morning, Sunday afternoon, and Sunday evening. You know, so, and even on Wednesdays at times too. So it's crazy.
Did you play in a high school band back then?
I was in the high school band. Yeah,
what'd you play in a high school band?
You know, my first instrument was the saxophone, the alto sax. And I started when I was in 6th grade, and then I got into high school, and I played my freshman year, and then I dropped out of it because at that time and growing up and stuff, it wasn't a cool thing really to be in the high school band. So I dropped out of it for a little while. And then when I graduated from high school, I went to a little private university called Lambeth University. And they found out that I knew how to play saxophone. And I also knew how to play French horn too. And they asked me if I could be a part of the concert band as well as the jazz band in college. And they would help float some of my bills. So I was like, absolutely, let's do it. So.
And then you put Fuel together, I want to say, well, like the late 80s, right?
No, the Fuel, we officially became Fuel around 95, I would say, you know. But we had been playing together, started around 92 or 93. And, you know, we were a cover band. And we were going out and playing, you know, 5-6 nights a week and doing 4 sets and, you know, making about $400 each a week, and you know, trying to pay our bills and be full-time musicians. So it was pretty cool.
So you're on tour now. You got a big weekend. I think you're playing like Baltimore, right? Tomorrow night, West Virginia, and the tour's going to keep going throughout the year. Yeah,
the record came out on March 4th, and we've been gone ever since. And we did our opening night at the Viper Room in Los Angeles on the Sunset Strip. Yeah, it's got a good reputation, huh?
So let's take a quick commercial break and come back. You guys got to retune for a couple of others.
Yes, absolutely.
It's Rock 93.3 from our Newburgh Toyota Performance Studio. Fuel is at the Chance at Poughkeepsie tonight, and they're here with a studio packed with fans and. Out called Puppet Strings. Puppet Strings, a bit of an ominous title. There might be a story to go with that. Puppet Strings.
There actually is a song on the record called Puppet Strings, and we had my dear friend Mr. Robbie Krieger from The Doors who sat in on that song and jammed an amazing lead part for it. And but the song itself lyrically is I kind of painted a story about a guy who really liked this girl, and she was, you know, one of those girls that were somewhat manipulative, I guess, you know, and she didn't want anything to do with him, but he kept being persistent, and then finally she said okay, but all the while that they were together, she continuously was trying to change him into something else, and kept putting masks on him, so to speak, you know, and at the end of long story short, at the end of the song and stuff, he realizes, you know, this isn't me anymore, so he dumps her and gets away, you know, but at the same time, too, that's life, right? That's a typical thing. You know, usually we marry those, right? So, you know, long story short, too, I painted that storyline in the song, but you know, I look at the reason why we named the album Puppet Strings too is because in this business, you know, there's so many people that try to manipulate you and change you into what they think you're supposed to be, when I think that the best thing to always be is to be honest and be true to yourself and expose yourself.
How about Soul to Preach to?
No, not yet.
No, not yet. Am I getting that?
You really want to hear this song, don't you?
I like it. I've been streaming it.
We're gonna play two more songs, and we're gonna end with Soul to Preach to. But before we get to that, we're gonna play this other song that on the Puppet Strings record we explored a little bit and branched out from what the norm is, I think, considered as fuel. And like I was saying earlier, I grew up in Tennessee, and there was the influences of rock and roll, of course, but there was also the blues, and there was also country music in Nashville, and it was just swirling around me as I was growing up. And I know that the rest of the guys in the band had similar scenarios where they were growing up, and so we wrote a few songs on this record that have a lot more blues and country-based sounds to them, and we're gonna play one right now if that's all right with you guys. So this one is about as blues and country as we really get, and this is a song that we wrote basically for all the hot mamas out there, So this song's called "Hey Mama." Say, Mama, would you give a little bit of your time to me? 'Cause I've been standing here for so long, waiting for your love to come for me. Say, Mama, would you give a little bit of your company? Say, Mama, would you give a little bit of your company? Yeah, 'cause I've been standing here for so long, waiting for your love to come for me. Just come for me, come for me, come for me, come for me. Mama, would you give a little bit of your love to me? Say, Mama, would you give a little bit of your love to me? Yeah, 'cause I've been standing there for so long, waiting for your love to cover me. Just cover me. All right. Cover me. What you cover me? Cover me. Cover me. Hey, see my life. What cover me? Hey, all right. Oh, now. All right, now. What ya? Oh, hey, see my mind. Would you give a little bit of your love? There it is. first time we've ever actually played that acoustically.
There you go.
Did it work?
You got a nice Guild guitar there, right?
Hey, thank you. Yeah. You know, this is my baby right here, man. This is a lot of songs have been written on this guitar.
You write a lot of songs on the road?
You know, lately on this run, we haven't written one single thing. But, you know, when we were preparing for the record and everything, there was definitely a lot of ideas floating around the bus, you know, on the road. You know, you've got, you know, a lot of times when you're on the road, it's you wake up at 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon and, and you sit around and wait for the show that night. And so you're looking for things to do. So it's always good to sit back and try to be creative and write a song.
Growing up in Tennessee, did you go to Elvis's house a lot?
You know, I never actually went to Elvis's house until about 10 years ago. I went. My wife, who was my girlfriend then, I took her into Tennessee to visit and meet my family and stuff, and we were looking for things to do, and I'd never been to Graceland before, and of course she had never been either, so I was like, let's go do this.
A rock and roller like you gotta go.
I know, you know, I couldn't believe that growing up in that area. I guess it's kind of like when you live in New York City, you never go look at the Empire State Building or Statue of Liberty, right?
You're right.
So.
It's Rockin' 93.3 here with Fuel, Brett Scallions and the guys. Show them a chance tonight. Why don't you do another one for us?
Let me do one more little tune job here.
Let me thank Ballantine Communications and Alto Music for making us sound great. The band was hanging out in the Davis Furniture Green Room, and now they're on a Pepsi Max stage, and the sales staff is working hard, as you can see, here in this building. And we're in the Newburgh Toyota Performance Studio. Thanks to everybody, Frank at the Chance, Chuck and Rob, and Tom and Randy and everybody. And at the end of this little show, we're going to have another announcement about who's coming right here to the Newburgh Toyota Performance Studio next. Got another big show coming up in just a little while from now. This is Rock 93.3, the Hudson Valley's next generation of classic rock. We don't play a lot of those older titles that you traditionally hear on classic rock radio. Right, Scotty?
That's right.
That's what sets us apart.
All right,
It's
are we
a marketing
ready?
scheme. You got it.
All right, now we're gonna play Soul to Preach to
Yes.
for you. Here we go. You guys ready?
Yeah!
All right, here we go.
Good.
Small some way, did I miss the killing time? Oh, I look at all the times I should have walked away. Times I never cared. Now I'm looking out for a soul to preach to. What I'm searching for is just a world away. should have walked away. I look at all the times I don't care. Now I'm looking out for a soul to breathe still. What I'm searching for is just a world away. Can't see the dead's alive. Read the blood between the lines and I'll be there. Can't you feel me petrified? Hold me hand and sorry that I deep for me. So it's just a dream. I look at all the times I left I cared. Now I'm looking out for a soul to breathe still. What I'm searching for is just a world away. Now I'm looking out for a soul to breathe still. What I'm searching for is just a world away.
That's Fuel.
Thank you.
On Rock 93.3. Epic Sands in Poughkeepsie tonight.
Yeah.
Full-blown electric show tonight.
Hold on.
At the Chance.
Please wear clothes tonight, okay, guys?